Okay, so I'm gonna talk about this because it's gonna be super random, and some people are gonna believe it, some people aren't. In like the tarot card community and the spiritual community or whatever, a lot of people see like flies as monitoring spirits, and like some people are like, "Oh, that's bullshit. Whatever, they're just flies or whatever," and that's true too. That is actually true too because they are just animals or whatever. But since we all have a vibration, we all have a consciousness, some very sensitive people could tap into that consciousness, as minute, as small, as insignificant as it is. They're able to feel that energy. Not everybody can. Like, obviously, like, um, a lot of humans have like the whole apex predator sort of mentality where like no, there's another, like, apex predator just means you're like at the top of the food chain. But there's another phenomena where it's like basically like okay, for the fact that a lot of people can kill bugs and not feel any remorse for it and stuff like that. And I think it has to do with something with the apex predator thing, but it's a whole other, like, there's a different word for it. Um where you don't feel any remorse killing something that you deem lesser or something like that. Um and I would say for those people, they probably don't have the sensitivity to pick up on those things, obviously. Um But yeah, there's like a big old house, like, okay, just being more of like a normal human being, like, enough of the woo woo talk. But we had like some great weather today, so I just like spent some time out in my yard and just like chilled for a bit, and I was just soaking up the sun. It was brilliant. But unfortunately, every time you open the door, bugs come in and stuff like that. So I have this one like big ass fly that just is going all around and stuff like that. It's really bothering me, but I don't have a fly swatter. Well, no, I think I do have a fly swatter, but at the same time, I'm just like, I don't want to kill it. I hope it doesn't lay eggs or anything like that, but at the same time, I don't want to kill it. I don't care for shit. Um, but where was I going with this? Well, I wanted to talk about this, but then I also thought it was so crazy because, like, I went and took a shower and I started thinking about certain things. Like, it's so funny um, talking to people who are younger than me who are a little arrogant. It's funny. It's really funny. Like, there was this one girl uh, that she like I mean, like, I could just feel the judgment from her, and like in her whole situation and stuff, and I was just thinking, like, because I saw her situation very clearly. Like, I saw what kind of situation she was in. I saw everything, and it's like, oh god, like, and she's too arrogant to like even like tell her anything. It's also none of my business, right? Like, it's not like we're friends or like, it's not like, it's just somebody I know in she goes to the school, right? Um and I'm just like I wish I could tell her exactly, because I'm just like, like, it's like I've already been there and done that, but she looked at me like, you don't know anything, blah blah blah. I'm like, nah, I was you like 5 years ago. So like, hopefully it works out for you, but I'm just gonna say, be prepared for the worst case scenario because, buddy, I already see it like a mile away. Like, I picked it up like that. Like, I was like, oh, like, I got the download right away. I was like, oh my god. And it's so funny because she's parading around like she's hot shit, and I'm like, and it is fair. Like, I mean, she's young, she's beautiful. That's fine, but it's like the situation she is in, she doesn't realize. And I'm just like, but it's not my place to tell her, and it's not like we're friends or anything, so I can't tell her anything. And like, and at the same time, it's like, like, yeah, like it's really none of my business. And also another thing is, I mean, if we want to be optimistic, my history is not necessarily her history. The current situation she is in might work out for her, so I don't know, but I'm just gonna say it did not work out for me. But it's so funny that she thinks that I don't know what, like it's like, okay, yeah, you do you, boo. Mm-hmm. Um, but but yeah, it's just like this is kind of like a very small tangent, and there's actually nothing that I could like add to it because it's like it was just a random shower thought. Um, I don't know if I'm even gonna upload this video because like I said, she's younger and like it's not like I'm not like well, that's the thing is like, yeah, if I told her the truth and everything, like it probably would crush her, and I don't want to do that to anybody. And like I said, just like if I do tell her the truth, she's gonna see me as like a, like some sort of negative Nancy or some bitch trying to like encroach on her happiness or something like that, and so it's like, okay, like, like I don't really want to play that role. I don't think she's in any, like, if she was like in danger or something like that, then I would intervene, but like that's not the situation. It's more that she's just naive. So it's more on that level, but I feel like life will give her the lessons that she needs. But but yeah, it's interesting. Mm. But also, like, her disposition and her values might be completely different than mine. So, like, even though we were both in the same situation, well, that's what I was trying to get at is like, just because it didn't work out for me, because my values are different, her being in that situation might work out for her because of her set of values. So, that's entirely possible. So, I'm not going to, like, if it works for her, then it works for her. But I just see I just see the shit show happening a mile away. So I'm like, but it's none of my business. Like, and like I said, she's not like a friend of mine. She's not like, and so I'm just like, okay, well that will happen eventually, but I don't want to be the person that says like I told you so or so. Like I don't get off on that shit. Unless somebody's like really annoying. Like if somebody's like really like adamant about stuff, but it's not at that level. It really isn't. So um but yeah. I don't know, like ever since I had that like day off or whatever, I've been just kind of a little bit off centered a bit. Like I didn't do my time like it I'm disappointed in myself a little bit, but at the same time I also have like this weird influx of energy that I can't account for. Um so, you know, I think my timer is on now, so it should be all good, but yeah, and also like the whole thing with my family and my dad and stuff like that. So I think it's normal. I think it's normal to you know need some time to process things. But I'm just so bit. I'm so used to being like busy. Like it makes me feel very unsettled not to have like a project, and that's what I keep on talking about like this whole time. Like school, yeah, school is kind of a project. You have assignments or whatever, but it's not like towards a real goal unless you count like getting the degree a goal. But it's like what should I say? It doesn't feel like a high accomplishment. Like if I'm being perfectly honest, it feels like kind of like a superficial accomplishment. So like soul based like based off of like what my soul yearns for, it feels so shallow. Um But also I feel like maybe it's like, and I mean, like, okay, I'm trying to get my associates, right? So I'm kind of at the lower level anyway. But maybe I should just kind of like pursue like the whole art degree. Cause like, okay, let's just say, okay. So the whole thing was I wanted to get a bachelor's to at least get the qualifications enough to want to teach English or something over there. But actually, you could get a bachelor's in anything, and that's good enough. Like, you don't have to get specifically like English, or like you don't have to get like the qualifications specifically for that thing in order to teach in another country. You just have to have a high education. But it doesn't matter what you do. You just have to have a high enough education. So, okay, so that gives you like some freedom, right? So I'm like, okay, well that works. So I'm thinking though more, maybe I do need to just kind of continue to go into like art and stuff. Like maybe I really should just like pursue more art and stuff like that and do that. Even though it seems really silly. Um like, well, I mean, we always give people flack who go into that field, right? Like, oh, art doesn't give you money. And that's true to a certain to a certain extent. But I think it's mostly because like to be successful at art, you have to have a very particular personality type. And most people are not, um I'm not going to say they want something more easy, but like they kind of need like the right format in order to be successful. Like to be an artist, you have to be very adaptable and you have to be able to like it. I would say like the same skill sets being good in business is probably the same. Like it's that whole like being able to jump on certain opportunities and stuff like that. There's a certain level of extroversion that you probably need, but I don't have that. But I do have the desire and the love to create things, and I have played, like I have had several hats throughout my life. Like, I was trying to do the whole entire thing. Like I studied for like productivity manager. I studied for UX UI design. I know Figma. I know Photoshop. Like there's so many skill sets that I've actually accumulated over the years, and those all those things are really useful. Like there's some things that I don't know. Like I've never used like Blender. I've never used some other drawing programs. Um, like there's a lot of things that I could probably do better, obviously, you know. But mostly like yeah, I like to create. I like to utilize my skill sets in that way, And I'm not the only artist in my family. Like I have a cousin who went into film school, and that's his thing. He likes doing filming and stuff like that. I also like for whatever reason I know an actor, like a professional actor. Like we just kind of constantly like DM each other. Um but he goes around like he's all over the place, and whatever. But like we just talk and stuff like that. But see, that's what the thing is. Like, I want to be a part of like a project like that. Like, I don't know where I'd fit in like a film setting, but some sort of artistic setting where like we're all working cuz I miss the days of Pixie Road. That was so fun. Like, I had like a team of writers. I had like a composer I was working with, and I had like artists, and I like it was just so fun. It was so fun to work on that. um and the thing was, we were all like really happy to work on this project. Like it was like a like a passion project. Like we were all very excited. We all we are gonna do it and stuff like that. And there was like brilliant things created. um but unfortunately, because of lack of funding, it like, I'm not gonna say it fell through, but it reached like a level of like super hiatus because you know because unfortunately I didn't have anyone to help me. Like, I was acting as the okay, so I was the creative director, right? Like, I did several things, but like my main role was creative director. We didn't have like a really good producer, which was me. Like, we needed like an actual producer. We needed somebody who knew their shit. I didn't, like, I tried my best, but that was not the role for me. Um and so, like, yeah, I always think like that could probably be a thing later on if we could get some, like, because like the developer keeps on contacting me. He's Norwegian. Wait, no, he's from Finland. Anyway, he's from Finland and whatnot, and he keeps on contacting me. Like, so, like, I mean, out of everybody, like, some of like the like, yeah, some of the programmers have reached out to me and asked me about it, and like, the writers haven't contacted me at all. uh but yeah, some of the artists, the sound producers, and the developers, they all continue to talk to me, and I'm like, like, just sparsely throughout, like, different things. And so I'm like, it's like I always have to give them the bad news, like, I'm still poor. I still don't know what the fuck, like, I still don't have the money to fund you guys. Um but yeah, there's still interest there, and that's what makes it, like, so enticing to, like, finish it, because it's like I would love to have that. It would just be so fun. And also, like, because the whole thing is like I have like on my Milano, I have like so many plans for like marketing and packaging, like designs, and then even like because we were considering like doing like a Kickstarter or like a GoFundMe or something like that, like, and like there was going to be like incentive things, like, because I was talking about like Bradley, he loved chocolate and stuff like that. I was gonna make like these. There's like a certain, like, the currency in the game is called pennies, and it's like this purple coin. And I don't know if anyone remembers like those foil coin chocolates. I was gonna get a bunch of purple foil and create a mold. Like, so I was working with somebody who has a 3D printer, and I was going to see. That's why I wanted to talk to fucking Joshua, because he's in fucking Intel, and he does cosplay and stuff like that. So that's why I said my mom fucking ruined my chances to, like, contact him again. Well, I guess I probably should talk to him after this. Like, I just answered my own question. I need to contact Joshua. See if he's like interested at all in this thing. I haven't talked to him in such a long time, so like the momentum has kind of died down, but I could get back in contact with him and see if he would be interested in such a thing. Um but at the same time, I feel like the first step, or the most important step that I need to do, is actually getting some of like the legal um thing. Like I need to get an LLC and then open up a bank account for that, and then I don't know, like, what would be like for the intellectual properties of the game and stuff like that. Like, I don't know how I'd go about that, but at the very least, I like, okay, never mind all of that shit. Joshua has like he has like 5 3D printers. I'm sure he would let me use one of them to print out something for the coin chocolates. So that's what I'm gonna try. Like, that's what I have, a goal now. And then I always, like, I keep on eyeballing. Uh, there's a chocolate shop in town here. Called Well, I'm not gonna say the name, but there's a chocolate shop here. I've always constantly been eyeballing the chocolatiers and the chocolate shops. I'm like, I need to figure out how to work. Like, at first I was wanting to work at one of those like, I want to work at the chocolate shop and stuff like that. Like, back when they were at in a different spot. Like, they've moved downtown now, but I've always eyeballed them, and I was like, I really want to go there. I really want to do that, cause I'm not like I don't want to downplay making chocolate. I'm sure there's like a some sort of science to it, but yeah, like I want to I'm very focused on making good like things that I think are good quality. So like I felt like if I worked there, I would learn enough to where I would know how to be able to make a good quality chocolate to then make the stuff for that stuff, you know? So these were all my dreams. These were all things that I've talked about in the past, and these are all things I was trying to do. Um, but but yeah, I need to talk to Joshua just to get it out of the way, just to see where he's vibing at. He might not even be in the country anymore, so like that's another thing. I just need to see if he's still in. I wouldn't say in town, but in Oregon. Um, but yeah, yeah. Ooh, like I see, like I'm getting all excited. I'm like, ooh, this is fun. Like, see, that's fun to me. Fun for me is not going to a fucking sex club and doing drugs. Fun for me is like working on a project and doing something productive, you know. Anyway, take care, be good, bye bye.